Section 3 of Shadowland, September 1919. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Chuck Williamson. Shadowland, September 1919, by Various. A Song of Success, by Anne Paul. "How does it feel to be so successful?" I asked Fay Bainter. "It doesn't feel," she said. Therein she gave, unconsciously, the essence of her point of view, the quintessence of her personality. "Besides," she said, slathering on Ming-Toy's makeup with that whole-souled energy characteristic of her very word and action, "besides, I don't consider it successful, just having your name on Broadway in electric type. Necessarily, that doesn't mean acting. I don't consider it a success at all. I cannot understand why it is considered such a consummation. I never, literally never, think of that angle of it. This is what I would like to do. I would like to have the leading woman's part in a repertory company of my own. Then, and only then, I should consider myself a star." "You don't consider yourself one now?" "Absolutely not. I want to act, just act. And to do that, I believe that one must take every sort of a part, be able to interpret life in all of its phases, not just a sidelight here and there, a trick or two. That is the reason why I tried musical comedy. I wanted to prove that I could do it, and succeed at it, despite the fact that I can't sing a note and am certainly not the type. I shall never take an Oriental part again. I have made up my mind definitely to do that. I don't care what sort of a part I have, so long as it is different, so long as it is not Oriental. I'm an adventuress, and I admit it. In my profession, I am a rank adventuress. Besides," she gave me one of Ming-Toy's little whimsical smiles, "I'm turning gray," she confided, tragically, "from wearing those heavy Chinese wigs. Really, it's a serious matter with me. I spend every spare moment in a hairdresser's, being drowned with tonic." We were sitting in Miss Bainter's dressing-room at the theatre, which is hung in rather a Chinese patterned chintz, and contains a chaise lounge on which she, for one, never reclines, and numerous taffeta cushions. We were consuming her mid-afternoon habit, a chocolate ice-cream soda, and she was receiving. There came a fluctuating but constant stream of visitors to the door, and not one was turned away, and not one went away without being affectionately questioned, and exclaimed over, and encouraged, and made fun of, irrespective. There were old friends, and new friends, and unknown friends, professional friends, and celebrities, and otherwise, and to each and every one of them, Phazy, as they almost all of them called her, gave of herself prodigally and without stint. Never once did I hear her say, "I am going to do this," or "I am doing that." The personal pronoun seems to have been self-eliminated from her vocabulary. One friend told of the wedding of a girl they both knew, which was to take place that same night. The conventional fact of a satin wedding gown was alluded to. Fay Bainter was staring into the mirror in front of her, registering the various details with widenings of her merry brown eyes, and little emphatic nods of her tawny, vital young head. She was quite totally oblivious to all save the mental images the recountal was conjuring up for her. Her lips moved almost inaudibly. "And orange blossoms?" she asked tensely. "And orange blossoms, too. Oh, my!" she finished with a long-drawn-in sigh of rapt contemplation. "Would you leave the stage to marry?" I asked her. "Like this girl is doing?" "And she's been on the stage for 10 years, too," interpolated the friend who had been avidly recording the nuptial details. "Time she did leave, then," said Fay succinctly, as if dismissing the halcyon subject, albeit reluctantly, and then to me. "Leave the stage? Why, of course I would. Not for 3 or 4 years, perhaps. But then I shall be quite ready, and without a qualm. You see, I've been on the stage since I was 4 years old, and I'm 25 now, and after you've done that sum and subtraction, you'll see why I'd be ready for something different." After Ming Toy had been called to the footlights, Fay Bainter's sister chatted with me. "She won't talk about herself," I said, rather desperately. "She's gone with positive enthusiasm into the lives and history of all these other people, but about herself? Facey is always like that," said her sister, "and she's just a dear, a perfect dear, too sweet and lovely for anything. She is our papa, we say at home, paying all the bills, making all our plans, running everything, at least financially. Of course, when she's actually at home, we won't allow her to be bothered with anything in the running of the house, but she orders the servants and attends to leasing and the banking and all that sort of thing. She's the very best sort of a papa. We always knew Fay would be famous, although she never seemed to harbor that idea herself. Ever since I can remember, Fay has been the brightest child, the brightest girl in any gathering of people in which she has ever found herself, and popular. She really ought to have a protective barrage to keep her from being over-loved." "She's so unspoiled," I remarked, "and so full of that misused term, pep." "She never thinks of herself at all," her sister said with a little loving reminiscent smile, "and she is always just as you have seen her today, just crazy about everything and everyone, and full of interest in the hopes and plans of other people." Various people, at various times, have written learned tomes on the power of personality, on sheer personality, on personality plus, etc., etc. A talk with Fay Bainter is a mere matter of taking these philosophizings in concentrated, palatable form. She is not beautiful, with the beauty of the bisque doll. She has neither a classical nose nor a classical mouth. She hasn't extraordinary eyes, nor a Ziegfeld Follies figure. She isn't sweet 18, or whatever the prescribed age may be. She hasn't adopted any pose. She doesn't carry with her a bag full of mannerisms. She doesn't try to make the best of herself. She is distinct, as well as distinctive, merely because she simply and literally cannot help it. She is supremely herself. If she were divested of her superabundant life, if she were to become inanimate, mere clay, one might well imagine passing her by without comment, without surmise. Therefore, she is sheerly personality triumphing over the little matter of eyes and nose and mouth. One looks at her and knows that she is not beautiful. Yet one looks at her and is ready to swear that she is. The main point is that one keeps on looking. She is charm made flesh and blood. She is personality made manifest on Broadway. She is great because she honestly believes that she is not. She is unnatural because she is so completely natural. She is more than human because she is so intensely, nearly, and dearly human. She is Fay Bainter, and if an interviewer wrote that sentence and then stopped, he or she would have written the first and the last word. The perfect interview. She is Fay Bainter. End of section 3.